Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Here's Carlos Vela. Vela! End to end. Vela gets Johnson to go the wrong way. His second today.
Slip up by Vega. It's going to be 1-0. Count it for LAFC. Rossi hopping on the ball from Dio, looking for Vela inside, and it's 3. Here comes Vela. Vela with a shot to curler. Exquisite from Carlitos.
Diamante able to win the ball quickly in for Vela. Birnbaum the defender. Vela back to that magical left foot. He scores!
Atuesta. Vela. Here's Rossi. Flying forward. Vela keeps it. Vela! There's Kane, rolls it in. Vela, great control. He scores!
Carlos Vela one-on-one. More often than not, that's in the back of the net with his 9th goal. What a finish.
Atuesta able to play it through. Vela flag staying down. Vela around front. Carlos Vela!
Vela's waiting, and Vela scores! Vela through 3 defenders. Vela towards the edge of the 18. Vela's left-footed curler. Scores! Carlos Vela from 22. Oh! Atuesta and Vela beautifully found. Wonderfully finished. LAFC in business for the night.
Stepping up with his left foot and slots it just past Jesse Gonzalez.
What a ball.
Carlito!
Maravilloso!
15 goals, 15 games. Carlitos, señores y señoras.
Ramirez wants it. Vela wanted it more.
It falls to Vela. He wants to be on that left foot. He's on that left foot, and he's found the back of the net. Carlos Vela's amazing season in 2019 continues. All he needs is one shot, and he's got a goal.
Vela, Carlitos. To the left boot, and in! Oh, Vela!
There's Atuesta. Vela, no flag. Pulls one back. Spot on again. 22 and counting for the season.
He's got the Major League Soccer record now, combined goals and assists in a season. Vela looking for more. Carlos Vela! Vela, 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 Vela.
Kay, back for Vela. Robbie Tobin didn't get there. Vela ties the game!
Finding the open man, the chip off the crossbar, rebound, Vela.
Carlitos, yeah! Goal number 29. He creeps one closer to the single-season record of Joseph Martinez with 31. Carlitos, the run and the finish, yes! He has scored in 7 straight games he's played. To the far side for Carlos Vela. Vela got it away, and it's a goal!
Vela curls it. There it is. Carlitos. He sets the record, and he does it in remarkable fashion. 32 goals. There's Blackman. Carlitos. ¡Qué jugador! Absolute magic. He didn't settle for 32 because you know what's better? 33. The old record lasted 2 minutes. Blackman for Vela. A hat trick. And there is the new record. 34 goals this season. What a player.
He's competing against himself.
What is up, and welcome to another episode of Voices of the Black and Gold, your go-to podcast for all things LAFC. I have my buddy Gaston here. We're going to have Calvin come in here in a minute. Man, what a highlight reel that was right there, watching all of Vela's 2019 goals of that year, man, and it almost gets you emotional a little bit, Gaston. It really just hits your feels, man. I put on the old one of the first kits that LAFC dropped. This would actually be year 2, but with the YouTube on it, it just felt right to bring it back, Gaston. It was one of those things that when you're watching these videos, it makes you feel a little emotional because it brings me back to when Carlos Vela was the Carlos Vela, our legend. And, you know, us as fans, we've asked about it. Hey, look, what are we doing with Vela? Why isn't he here? Why haven't we seen anything part of our history, any of this? And I even asked the question over the week on X, and it just, you know, it was one of those posts that just went crazy, right? Everybody has an opinion, if it's good, bad, whatever have you. And, you know, it was real disappointing to not really see him say his goodbye on the pitch. I understand they're letting him do his thing, but it was one of those situations where I felt like the club did him a little dirty. It would have been better for us as fans, selfishly, Gaston, for us to see him on the pitch, for him to get his goodbye.
Yeah, sure. Well, hi, Nick. Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me again. I think that you started the podcast in the best way possible. Whatever we can say about Carlos Vela cannot be compared to what we experienced watching him play. So remembering all those 34 historic goals it brings back lots of memories. For me, lots of really late night games that I was only able to stay awake because I could see Carlos Vela's magic, and there's no player that can make me feel that excitement of watching football like Carlos Vela did. So a really emotional episode, as you were saying. I'm extremely happy to be here to have the chance to talk about him, a total leader, an idol for me. I mean, I know I'm still young, but LAFC has been a huge part of my life, and from this recent part of my life, this past like 7-8 seasons now. So yeah, perfect way. I agree with you. I think he deserved a better ending to his career and to his LAFC story. At least he's having a special night for him in September, but it should have been earlier for sure. If the decision was already taken, it shouldn't have taken so long.
I'm gonna bring Calvin in too because I'm interested to see. You know, he's a longtime LAFC fan. Let's bring Calvin in. Calvin, what's going on, man? Thanks for being at the Voice of the Black and Gold, first of all. And I know you got to see the highlight reel of Vela also. Touch a little bit about just watching that highlight of 2019, and then I got some questions for you guys about Vela in general.
You know what's the funny part is that I started going for LAFC last year, but he's actually the reason why I started going for them. Because in 2018, I saw that he joined. Because I like the Mexico national team, so I know who he is. I know what he's done for our national team. And I was like, oh shoot, like a cool LA team, whatever. And then I just kept seeing him all over. The first time I ever saw him play was against Leon, and then he scored I think like 2 goals, and then ever since it's just like breaking records. So to be honest, he is one of the reasons why like I got influenced to go for LFC.
See, Gaston,
Yeah,
that's what's really cool, right? Like
It is.
it's fortunate that you and I got to see it from the very beginning, Gaston. But for a
yeah,
person like Calvin that's coming in and says, "Oh, well, that's Carlos Vela from the Mexican national team that I have watched. Now this is who I'm going to choose to watch." Even though
of
Carlos
course.
Vela at this point was at the later part of his career, it's still something that drew Calvin there. And so that is pretty cool, right, Gaston?
Yeah,
So
sure.
let me ask you a question, and I'm going to start with Gaston, and I'll come to you after Calvin. What was the out of 2019? When did you say, Carlos Vela is our captain, and he represents LAFC the most"?
Well, I mean, he was a leader through the whole year, through his entire time playing for LAFC. But when he beat the Galaxy in the playoffs, I think that's when we could say, nah, man, this man owns the city, he owns the league, he owns the world, he owns whatever he wants. I mean, when he did that, after all we struggled to finally beat Zlatan, the Galaxy, I think that was the key moment where he was crowned as the king. I mean, all the records that he has conquered, of course, that have helped. But I think that was the first stone for him being the leader, the idol. Of course, he scored many goals before, but that game was transcendental.
It definitely was, absolutely. And for you, Calvin, what was it in the Mexican League or in any LAFC game that you've seen that you said, okay, that's who I want to follow when it comes to this game?
You know, so that the where you guys talk about the Galaxy game, I remember like seeing those highlights, and because I always saw the debate like Ibra and like Carlos Vela, like that was, even though I wasn't into MLS back then, like I always heard about that, and it was crazy how Carlos Vela was able to basically overtake Ibra. Like I know Sata's like a good player overall, but like in MLS, I think Vela was a better player. Like he like outshined top goal scorer. And they beat. That's when they beat them 5-3. That's when I was like, oh yeah, like he's a big deal. Like he's the top.
So I remember when they announced Carlos Vela, and I remember
Hmm.
how big of a deal in Los Angeles it was for me, right? And so I really started because I didn't know. Of course, I follow the U.S. National team, and then we have our rivalry with the Mexican League and stuff. And
Hmm.
I knew that it was like I knew of him, but I didn't really understand the scope of how big of a deal he was. And I remembered going and doing my research. And then the first time he spoke, and then, like the way that he took Diego Rossi under his wing. And I said, oh man, this is going to be something, right? But
Hmm.
I agree with Gaston. When we beat Galaxy in the playoffs, you seen the fire that you wanted from him. And then to top it off, it was his mic drop when he was holding the cup. And everybody just gave him the El Rey. Like, he literally is, for us at LAFC, the GOAT. Like, he
For
right
sure.
now, to our short existence, he is the best player in our history. And I asked the question, does he deserve a statue? Because I truly believe that he does. And I will justify it by saying this. LAFC came from nothing, right? We started from the very beginning. He was our very first signing DP. He helped put us on the map within the community that is mostly surrounded with LA, which is the Mexican community. And so we filled the stadiums the way that we did because of him. I truly believe this. And then on top of that, it took him 5 years. We won supporter shields. He won golden boots. And then he brings us the MLS Cup. Yes, we fell short in other tournaments, But at the end of the day, this guy came and he delivered before he left. So for me, that deserves some type of something. And I think it should be a statue. I think it would be great to give this man a statue. And that was a question that I posed on people saying, what do you think? A lot of people agreed that he should get it. Then there was others and quite a few people who still think that Vela isn't in the Mount Rushmore of MLS players, which me personally, I disagree with. Gaston, where are you at on that? Does he deserve a statue? Does he deserve that type of appreciation from the club and us fans?
Yeah, I think so. I definitely think so. I think that, as you were saying, Carlos was here from the very first moments of the club. He was our first player. He was the captain that lifted the cup. He has this special connection with the fan base. I mean, it's always risky to say this, but I mean, Buanga can win as many titles as he wants and golden boots, whatever. He will never have the legacy Carlos Vela has, for example. And it's nothing against Buanga. It's saying that Carlos is on another level.
Yep.
And I think that the way that he connected with the sport itself, with the fan base, with the coaching staff when Bob Bradley was here, he deserves a statue for sure. And I hope that they are in the works, because I mean, I think this is only like my assumptions. I think there's a reason why the goodbye farewell game for Vela, the celebration, is in September. They have months to work on something. This is only speculation. Do not take this as information.
Yeah.
But I hope that they're preparing something, because he definitely deserves it.
Calvin, would you like to see Vela have some type of statue or something of that outside of BMO Stadium?
No, and the stadium, of course, because all the players could be good. It could be way better in Carlos Vela, but I never seen a player that brought the culture in. I never seen a player that, because like, I'm gonna be honest with you, like before I started going for LAFC, I was like an MLS hater. I always, because I was watching Liga MX all my life, and I was like, I don't feel connected. That's why I don't like it. And then I saw LAFC, which, fun fact, I got this hat like at 2018. Not even like, I got that and I was like, you know what, like I like the logo, I like everything, I like Carlos Vela. I was like, screw it, I'll get the hat. And then like more games started coming. I saw like even like I have a brother-in-law, like he's from Mexico, and he's even like started like feeling the culture and started like going for LAFC. Like that's how I was like, oh shoot, what the hell? Like I should like look into more into this team. And I never felt like more connected to other teams than this one, because I could have went for Galaxy and stuff like that, but like I was like, I don't feel the connection. Like it's just like not to hate on them, you know, it's not about a hate video, but LSC, like it brought more culture, brought more fans, Latino fans. I go to 3252 supporter section, like a bunch of Latinos, and it's just like it just feels more connected. Like I never seen a player bring so much like culture into it. That's my gift. But he was a good player. I remember there was a rumor when after the season that they want him at Barcelona. That's so like I was like, oh shoot, like he's really that guy.
No, he is. He really is. Just to give you guys a little insight on some of the accolades that Vela did. He was the first signing in club history for the designated player in 2017. All-time leader in games, 152 games. Goals for 78 goals. Assists, 59. Minutes played, 11,194 minutes. He was 2019 MVP, MLS record for 34 goals, 49 total goals contributions. The key titles was going to be in 2022 MLS Cup, 2019 and 2022 Supporter Shield, 2024 US Open Cup. He was the fastest, record-breaking fastest to 100 goal contributions with 98 games. The fastest Mexican player to 75 goals and 50 assists in MLS. These are just some of the breakdowns that he's done. So when people criticize and say, hey, it's not enough, again, it's about what Calvin said. It's about the culture. It's about what he brought to the club, also with the accolades. Right? He brings the cups, he brings the boots, he brings the shields. Like, this is what this man brought. And yes, I get it. When you have a Messi on your team, you have all these players want to come over, but Vela did the same type of thing. I remember when they interviewed Rossi back in the day, it was like, oh, I know of Carlos Vela. When they were telling me that he was the first DP, of course I want to come play with him, because that's the type of player that he was. That's the type of reputation that he had, and it speaks volumes. And for me, I do wish the club would have done him a little bit better towards this the end of his career. And I get it. Vela had times where he didn't want to speak out at the press, and he didn't do things that we all wanted him to say or do, but he showed it on the field. He did the things on the pitch, and so we couldn't complain. Yes, we wanted to hear him talk in the press conferences and against a game that he lost, and we wanted to hear him say, that was shit of me. But the next game he shows up and he scores 2-3 goals. It's like, this is what this guy does. He doesn't talk publicly, he talks on the field. And that is the type of player that we all really want on our team, right? Like, yeah, we want to feel connected more. We want you to not want to go to the Laker games and not call it just a job. But at the end of the day, that is what it is. It is a job for him. And so for us selfishly to say, hey, I want more from you is okay. But at the end of the day, it's still, he proved it on the pitch. And there's nothing more that we could ask for, except for please stay longer. I mean, but it's not going to happen. However, he is an ambassador, guys. Yeah. What type of role do you think this ambassador role is going to embody for him, Gaston? Is he going to Griezmann or going to these other players saying, come to LAFC? Or is it just a face of the club and he sits in the box and waves?
Well, I hope we're seeing him more in games, like in the stands or something. He hasn't been involved with LAFC much ever since 23. Because I mean, last year was weird. He only played like, what was it, 9 minutes for us. It was all like a weird saga. But aside from that, we haven't seen him really involved with the team. We didn't see him in the stands, and I hope that his ambassador role starts from this weekend. We have a crucial game. He has the experience. He already beat America in 2020. He is, I think, that a leader for everyone, and also for example, I don't know, the young kid.
You break it up.
It's Nathan Ordaz, for example. He was playing in the LAFC. That's incredible. And yeah, I hope that he can play a role in signings. Maybe Griezmann. He has a lot of connections with the Spanish football. He was an idol there in Real Sociedad. So I hope that he is able to motivate. I think that it's like a motivational signing for the team, and also that he can bring us some good contacts, some of like an PR agent or something like that. I don't really see him involved day by day, every single day, working with the club. With the way he is, he likes to be with his family. But I think that, yeah, he's gonna be more involved than in sure.
I agree with that 100%. Absolutely. Calvin, what do you think, man?
I'll be honest. I think he will be more of a influencer to influence, like you said, the La Liga, or influence like other Mexican players to come to LAFC. Because I mean, we know he's very good, but like I don't know if he really wants to involve like with the team, like we think we are. Because like I said, like he joined our team and he wasn't playing much. I don't know if that was like a business thing or that was because of his motives. Like he wasn't motivated to like be playing with us. But I think he would just be more like a connection, like to get like other players. Like I'm the face, I'll get you, and then other people could be like, oh yeah, that's Carlos Vela. Like I want to like go to that team. I think he would just like be the face. That's my opinion. I'm not too sure like how it goes down, but that's my opinion that he would just be the face.
David Day says, hey, he could go in as a part of the ownership, and that could be pretty good too, right? Because now he's part of
Mm-hmm.
it. He tries to bring the people in, so that completely makes sense to me. And as Gaston said, look, we have a huge game coming up this weekend, and what better way to try to get the people motivated? Gaston, you talked about the younger generation, and it was pretty cool. I don't know if you guys seen it, but Dueña has put a picture of him when he was a kid celebrating, like Messi doing good. And then Vela doing well. And then next thing you know, he's on the pitch with Vela holding the cup. And it just shows like a kid that was part of the, the academy, a ball boy at one point type thing, like on the field, and then into playing for LAFC, winning a cup with someone that he considers an idol. And this just shows what type of player and personality he was within the locker room. We might not have seen certain things, but the players, the stuff that they've sent, we are seeing that, right? Ilie put in a beautiful post talking about it was just more of a pleasure for him than it was anything to play with Vela. And these are real touching statements from these players because they don't have to do that, right? They could just be like, oh, well, okay, Vela, thanks. It was fun. But instead, they're showing their heart for this guy. It's just real beautiful. And I think that the ambassador thing, look, at the end of the day, I think what Kalini sort of had the thing too, right? And you got these two guys who are such big personalities within the football scene that helps this club. Right. And then you have a game like this that we're fighting to get into the Club World Cup. Now we're seeing where if we could get in global recognition, and this is global recognition. Then you have a person like Kalini and Carlos Vela being like, oh yeah, this is the team to bro, only the sky is the limit for LAFC. Like this is a big deal for this club. And I don't know what else to say about it, man. Like, it was an emotional week for me when it came to this because we were asking the questions. And as I said, I wish that it would have been done different from the club, but we have closure. It's not the closure that I wanted, Gaston. It's not. It's not the closure that I wanted, Calvin, but I've got to accept it. He isn't going to come back and play. We seen they tried to do that last year and it didn't work. I wish they would have done it earlier last year so he could have had more games, and then we would have got one full final Carlos Vela. Maybe would have got some beautiful left foot, just banger, him kiss the ring, look at his family, and he walks off the pitch, and then that's it, right? But that isn't it. That isn't how the story's going to end, and that is okay. But at least we had the closure now, and we move on. He will never be forgotten. He will be something that I share with my daughter later in life when she's asking me about pictures that I have of us watching the game with her as a little baby on my chest. And I'm like, no, we're watching LAFC. This is when Carlos Vela was part of the club. And then we get into that type of information. But that chapter has ended. And it feels weird for a chapter to end with such a short period of time. But it has, and now we move on, and this is the biggest game in club history for LAFC. We've done it before, we've beat them, but now we have a lot to play for, gentlemen. This is a lot to play for. And as you know, Calvin, from being a Liga MX fan, this is what most of those teams want to go. They want to play for the Club World Cup. Not MLS teams don't usually make it in, but we have chances to be in there. LAFC could actually win this game. Club America did not look good in their last outing, but neither did LAFC. We tied with Carson, a bottom feeder team. We tied with Montreal, a bottom feeder team. And the difference is one, we were up goals and they came back. The other, we were down goals and we came back. Both are promising because we walk away with a point, but neither one should we celebrate because they both are at the bottom. And so for me, it's a hard pill to swallow to think that we aren't beating the bottom feeders of MLS, but yet we're supposed to go beat this giant when it comes to Liga MX. Right? So I'll start with you on this one, Calvin, then I'll hit you after Gaston. How do you feeling about that? Like, LAFC dropped points against two of the bottom feeders, but yet we're supposed to go and win against Liga MX, top tier Club America.
I have faith. I think we could pull up the upset because I know America's a really big team. Of like every time, every final I see is always America like going to the top. So for me personally, this is a big deal. Like, I think for me, like, if you tell me like LA Galaxy against LSC or America, like I'm more tapped in with this game because Liga MX, like, they don't joke around. They have like very strong teams. So for us to put an upset, it'll mean a lot. And it's actually very important for this game. I think it's like the biggest game for us because it's for the world to see. All the European teams, all the South American teams, the whole world. They're all gonna see like, oh, let me see the MLS teams, and they see LAFC, and they're gonna be like, oh, and they're gonna tap in more with us. I think it puts us on the map. I think this is like another big step for us.
I mean, listen, Gaston, if any club can do it, it's us. I mean, look, I say what I said about the bottom feeders, but at the end of the day, we still walked away with points. Where you still are 8 games without losing, even though they're draws. So we do have a little momentum in our favor.
Yeah,
we could be we have beat them before. Where do you stand?
I mean, I think that we are not in the best possible position because it would have been to win against the Galaxy and the Montreal, but at the same time, it was a huge blow to America's confidence and to America's form, losing the final. Well, at least us, LAFC, we always have a dip in form when we lose finals. We always struggle to get back rolling. So I hope that America has the same effect on them. I think that although it wasn't as bad as for them because they had already won 3 finals in a row, so losing the fourth, I mean, it wasn't that much of a big deal, at least from what I've seen on social media. Still, losing a final is never easy. We know it from first-hand experience, unfortunately. So I hope that we can take advantage of it. We're playing in our stadium. We're playing at least in front of half of the stadium in our side. Uh, we haven't lost in 8 games. They lost a final last week. As I was telling you, I couldn't think of better scenarios for us to face America. I think that they're still the favorites, but I'm confident that we can take the win and qualify to the Club World Cup. It's not gonna be an easy game, of course. It never is against them. We've played them 3 times before, and it was always a close game. The CONCACAF Champions League 2020 game we won 3-1. Then the League's Cup Showcase game, we drew 0-0. We lost on penalties, and this preseason friendly, it was a 2-1 win for us. So it's always close. And against a club like Club America, they are giants, not only in Mexico, in North America in general, and I would say in the whole American continent. So yeah, I think they're favorites still, but we can make it. I think we can. Yeah, for sure.
You know, it's crazy that you can remember all that. That shows how great your mind is. I had to write it all down. I'm not even going to lie to you. And you just literally quoted everything that I had written down. Uh, LAFC beat Club America at 3-1 in 2020. We had a friendly 0-0, and then the preseason win in 2025 2-1. Like, that's incredible that you remembered all that. It's too hard for me to remember everything, so I have to write it down so I don't
I mean,
forget.
it's Club America. You always remember it. It's also the importance this game has. I don't remember all the games we played against Colorado Rapids, but America is a different beast in this region. So yeah.
I mean, look, they're an absolute global fan base. They're a ginormous team, and it will be difficult at BMO Stadium. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I think if we do get half of the stadium, it is going to be an absolute treat for LAFC. But because there is a lot of loyal Club America fans in LA. So, Calvin, how hard is that going to be for LAFC, knowing that it's their stadium, but might not tell so much within the fan in the in the seats. Now, what you will have is the 32-52, and they're always going to show up. They're always going to be loud. But when you look out there, it's not just going to be blacked out. You will see some yellow in the stands.
Yeah, it's America. It's like one of the biggest teams in Mexico. And every time the friendly, I remember the game that we played, the 2-1 on victory. There was all like America fans on the other side, and this is a way bigger game. So you could imagine how many people are gonna come out. Like even to a point where my barber, like he's a fan of America. He's like, oh, I could hook you with tickets, but you gotta be America fan. I'm like, oh hell no, like oh 3-2 5-2 hell no. Like that's how like you're like oh shoot like now they're getting like they have people to get tickets for our own stadium. So but I have faith. I think we could pull the upset, and I want that to happen. Like the best team to ever like that we could be on the final is America. It was another team, it's still important, but America like on the title like that's I think that's like the best way we win against that team because they're the biggest team. Everyone's gonna think that we're the underdogs, and then if we beat them, then they're gonna be like, oh shoot, what like how did they lose against this team? And then that's how we get more recognition because we beat the best.
I mean, to his point, that's sort of what happened last time that we beat them, right? But this is something more to play for, Gaston. This is something more. As I said, look, this will put us on a global scale. How does LAFC mentally shift over for this type of game? Like, how do you prepare for something that is so big? Like in your mind, you know it. But you can't let those jitters get you, and you got to calm yourself down. But you cannot play the dolo ball. You've got to go out there and you've got to press the way that we played the first half of against the Whitecaps. Like you got to press the whole time. You cannot sit back. We got to see a full 90 minutes from LAFC from the start of the whistle to the end of the whistle.
Yeah, well, I mean, how do you prepare a game like this? Is probably the toughest question you could have asked me. But I mean, it's a final essentially. There's not a title on the line, but there's a spot in the world's biggest stage for clubs. So I think that feeling the nerves isn't necessarily bad. I think that it also makes you conscious of what type of game and what it means you're gonna play. I mean, we may have lost or may have won those finals, but these players know how it is to prepare for a game like this of this magnitude. What happened on the pitch is a totally different story, but the week before a game like this, they already have the experience, and I think that not having a game now midweek was a huge news for us. I mean, the whole league is playing right now. On Wednesday, we are having this rest, these extra days to set our minds on America. And I mean, that was great by MLS. Hats off to whoever decided it, Don Garver, whoever. Thank you, because we need it. We need it because games like this requires you to be fully focused and not any distractions on your way. I just hope that Dolo is able to put the player's mindset on a place where it's basically hit or miss for the whole season. I think that it's a point where if we win, we can turn things around and hopefully win something else in the season. If we don't, it would be a huge blow to our confidence. And knowing Dolo is going to be out at the end of the year, who knows? Maybe he's out earlier.
Yeah, I mean, look, I wouldn't mind him out earlier. That I know that's horrible for me to say. I really wouldn't. I would love to see us roll with Ante until the end of the season, and then figure out whom we're bringing in. Calvin, how does LAFC mentally? How does LAFC mentally need to shift for this style of game, for this big magnitude of a game?
They have to push away the past. To be honest, they can't think about the Galaxy game. They can't think about the Montreal game. They have to think of it as like this is a new game because basically everyone in the world's gonna watch it because that's technically the first game in the Club World Cup technically. So everyone's gonna be watching it. So they have to pretend like okay, like this is basically our debut. They have the chemistry going, knowing that they're going against a big team. The thing is, America like they're a big team, but of course they don't always win either. They lost to Cruz Azul. They're Cruz Azul in the final now. They lost against Toluca. And I actually saw the full game. America didn't look good at all. I'm gonna be honest. That bit of my confidence more. I was like, I think we
Mine
could pull
too.
up the upset. We could pull up the upset. Cause back like if you told me 3 weeks ago, it would have been like, yeah, like I mean we still have a chance, but like they're really good. But after the Toluca game, I think we have a very good chance. And people think I'm delusional, but I think we could put upset because the style makes fights. Like it's MLS Liga MX, like they might not be used to the style we play. And I seen it against the America on the friendly game where like they weren't used to it. I mean, they might not know how Bonga plays. MLS knows him, but maybe America don't know him. They don't know like our players like that. So I think like it'll be a really tough fight, but we could pull it through. I really believe in.
It's interesting that you say that because in the VOBG chat, right? Like it goes
Mm-hmm.
from, oh man, this is not good for LAFC. This is not good for LAFC. And now you're seeing more people be like, yo, I'm feeling okay about this. Like after
Yes,
that
sir.
match, you're like, okay, we could actually do this. Like things are turning around for LAFC. We can win. And you see the switch. And I thought about it, I was like, bro, how crazy is that? 3 weeks or how many ever when we were waiting to find out, everybody's like, oh, we're going to play Club America. We're nothing, no need to get excited. Now you're hearing people say, well, dude, how crazy is this going to be when we win? Well, let me slow my roll a little bit, but if we win, because you have that hope now. And so, it's one of those things that, it leads me to my next question is who has the more pressure? Is it LAFC or Club America? And the reason I ask this question is because you both have said it, right? And I have too. They are a giant. So you would think it would be them because LAFC is the underdog. But then again, LAFC has a lot to prove being from MLS. And Club America is like, well, they have beat us before, so maybe we aren't the clear favorite, and so maybe the pressure's on them because they did win the last time. So now it's for us to prove. Like, who, in your opinions, is the pressure on the most? Gaston, I'll start with you.
Oof, that's a tough one. Uh, Honestly, I think that America has the most pressure. Cause well, they lost the final, and that they're a historically bigger and more important club than us. And there was also a huge polemic in Mexico with Pachuca being disqualified, Leon being disqualified from the tournament for being part of Grupo Pachuca, the reason why we're playing this game. So I think that America has a bigger pressure put on them, but still, I mean, for us it would be a huge blow to lose. So I'm not saying we don't have a pressure, but I think that what America represents is bigger than what we do in the global or in the region stage. So yeah, we're the underdogs for sure, and I like that mentality. I think that I'm feeling confident, and I feel um, I mean, I like being the underdog. I like people underestimating us because it's even better when you can show them that they were wrong.
Yes.
There's a nice video LAFC posted today about Nathan Ordaz and how he was always underlooked when he was in the academy. How he was never the first option when it came to being in the starting 11 or getting to the first team. And now look, he's killing it in the first team, and he made the best out of the chance he got. So I think that that's a nice message for LAFC. Yeah, maybe we haven't succeeded when we should have in the past, but now we have another chance, and I mean that's the mentality. Maybe in the past we couldn't make it, but we should never stop trying because you can see that eventually you'll get it.
Yep. Calvin, I agree everything that Gaston just said, but let me hear your opinion. Who has the most pressure in your opinion?
Well, to be honest, I technically have three answers. Because first of
Okay,
all, if
let's
you
hear
talk
'em.
about the MLS side, I think we're the most popular. Like not the biggest because we're a but we're popular. And the thing is, like I hate on Twitter on everything. They always say, "Oh, you guys always lose on the final," and we're all tired of saying that. We're all tired of saying like the League's Cup, the
That's fair.
CCL twice, and then what? And then Campeones Cup with Tigres, and I think there was another one. I'm not. I don't remember, but like I'm just tired
We've
of saying
lost
that.
quite a few finals.
Yeah. So for the like MLS side, like in art, like politics and stuff, like we have a lot of pressure because if we lose this game, Twitter's gonna go crazy. Like, oh, losing our final again. When is this gonna stop? And we're like a team where we should be winning trophy. We could have been like winning so many trophies, but we always blow it on the last minute. But now going to Liga MX side, there is of course is America because they're a really big team, the biggest team. Like I said, like even like well yeah, it's the number one like sport. So everyone was following America. There are three Liga MX champions. They blew on this game, and this is their only trophy left. If they blow it twice, then yeah, like all pressure, all Mexico is gonna go crazy. They're gonna be like, "How did you lose to MLS team?" You know how they talk all bad about us. So every Liga MX team that loses against MLS, they're gonna clown them. They always say, "How do you lose against this team? How do you lose against Vancouver, Houston?" So like that's the second answer. And then the third one, if you talk about the whole world, of course, America, because like they're the biggest team. Like everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, they should win." Like we're not even gonna watch it. Some people might not watch it because it'll be like it's a mismatch. And when they see that we pulled the upset, they're gonna be like, "How did this happen?" I remember because I'm a Pachuca fan from Liga MX. I remember when they played against Botafogo. Everyone was like, "Oh yeah, Botafogo's winning because Pachuca was 16th place on the Club World Cup." They call it I forgot the tournament. Like they have, you know how it used to be in the on December in the Club World Cup, but now
Mm.
they yeah. Pachuca beat them 3-0, and they're like, "How the hell did you lose against a 16th place team?" Everyone was going crazy because they're like, "What? Wait, didn't they win back to back Conmebol and then the Brazilian league? Like that's gonna be the same for America. They're gonna be like, how did you lose to LAFC team? Especially when we have the whole salary cap, we have the whole like restrictions. They
Mm.
able to buy any player they want. So final answer, I'll say America, like for sure. When it comes to like the whole world,
No, I agree. I just think that they have so much pressure on them. We're hearing rumors that maybe Brian Rodriguez is on his way out of there, heading to Miami, which, oh man, it honestly, it's really is going to be a really good fit there. I hate to say it. It's going to be hard seeing Brian Rodriguez go over there, but we know the things with him in LAFC, but he goes to Miami playing with the Suarez's and the Messis is going to be absolutely crazy. But they're a huge, look, America is a big club, and I think I completely agree with both of you, and I want LAFC to be the underdogs because that means we have more fight to give. And when people say, "Hey, you can't do it," you come out swinging even harder, and that's what I love about it, and that's what I want to see from it. You know what I mean? And I expect that. Now, when it comes to the lineup, what do you guys want for the lineup? Like, who is your front starting three, Gaston?
Wow. Well, I think, well, it's a tough one too. Today, Nick, you're asking tough questions.
Hey, I really prepared for this, man. This is a big deal,
Well, I think I would start Buanga, of course, and probably Ordaz as the striker and Cengiz Under on the right side. Because I think David Martinez is still with some discomforts from his injury. I mean, if Martinez is 100% fit, probably he would start. But it's a game where we need everyone to be at their best, and I think that Under has proven that he can make the difference. I don't think Giroud is fit enough to play from the start against a team like America. I don't think he can handle the intensity from the first minutes. They're a physical team. They have, for example, their left back is a beast. That guy is strong, fast. He can win aerial duels. Their center back, so maybe they aren't the biggest guys, but they have some speed and they're really technical. So I think that it's not ideal for Giroud to start. And I think Ordaz brings this revel energy to the starting 11. So yeah, Buang Ordaz Under.
Sounds a great one. I do want Giroud to start, but I completely get why Ordaz would get that start. I'm 100% with you. I want Under and Bawanga to be there. And again, the only reason I would even want a Giroud is sort of to set the tone at the beginning, then bring in Ordaz. It can even be towards the end of the first half. I don't care. I just want then you have the speed and stuff, but now the team is a little bit more set into the pocket of how they want to play and trying to move on the front foot. Calvin, where are you at, man? What front three would you like to see start?
It was exactly what I think you remember we talked about on the Twitter space last time. We talked about, and you basically answered it for me. I would switch out Ordaz with Mbosi or Giroud just because the more experienced players to play first. And like you said, Nick, on the last time, get the rhythm going, getting the chemistry. And then when the players from America are tired, get Ordaz, get Martinez, and they'll start outpacing players. They did that against Seattle. I think that's when I was like, oh shoot, this is a good game plan. Because they were getting tired. Seattle was getting gassed out. I mean, America's not the same as Seattle. America is more experienced, way more physical. But I think that should be the game plan because they're gonna be all tired in the 80 minute, not in maybe 60 minute, and then they just bring those two, and then they have good dribble, good pace. They're not the most experienced, but of course they're the most hungry. So of course they're gonna come on.
Yeah, earlier
convinced me. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, fair enough. I think that you've convinced me. I think that maybe the Ordaz's and the Martinez's fresh legs in the second half could be more effective. I think it also depends on what system Dola plays though, because
that's the thing.
We saw Toluca was really effective with a back three against America. I don't know if Dola is going to replicate. We already saw Dola changing things in important games and not working out, like in the Champions League final against Leon. He played the back three, it didn't really work. Because I think that the system and also the players he chooses to play in midfield could also determine who plays up top. Because, for example, if you have a more balanced midfield with Igor Jesus, Marky Delgado, and Timmy Tillman, you could play Under and Giroud, who aren't really pressing as much as David or Das Wood. If you have Amaya, for example, starting in midfield, you need to compensate that lack of defensive awareness and that lack of maybe intensity of pressure with someone on the wing. Uh, I I mean it's a chess game for Dolo. I think that the starting front three depends on the other parts of the team. So I'm really interested to see because I mean Dolo, yeah, he has proven to sometimes fail when choosing the starting lineup. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what he can bring. And of course, it all depends on the final score. I mean, he can put whatever front three we want. If we lose, we're gonna be complaining anyways.
Yeah, but if it's a blowout, it might just have to be curtains called for him also, and
Yeah,
just say
for sure.
thank you so much for what you've done, but adios. Let's just start revamping what we're doing and moving in the direction that we originally thought that we were going to be, which is a pressing team. And Gaston, when it comes to, and this is what I was telling Calvin the other day, is when it comes to, I think about how Giorgio Chiellini, right? Like he was not nowhere near the fastest on our team, but when he came in, it was such a big deal for LAFC, right? Because that's why he always had to start the game. He needed to be the general out there. He needed to set the pace. He needed to set the tone of how our defense was going to be, and he would direct people. Don't you remember, Gaston? He literally would point at this person, tell him to come here.
Yeah.
Go here. It was like that's how he did. And the reason I say is Giroud, and I know people are like, yo, this guy doesn't even fucking play. He doesn't score. He has played in the biggest games. He's played in the biggest games. He has ice in his veins when it comes to these types of games. He is not someone that's going to get shook. And I don't believe Under will either. And so you put those guys there. It doesn't matter how long they play, as long as they help get the team set. And then you bring in the young guns and let them run wild and let them do their thing. And it'd be just that beautiful ball. But again, to your point, it all depends on what style Dolo plays. If Dolo goes in there and says, we got to defend, everybody sit back, we don't want the ball, we're fucked. We're screwed. We might as well wrap it up. If we go in there and play where I misspoke earlier and said against the Whitecaps, no. Seattle is the game I was trying to reference earlier. Calvin, thank you for bringing that to my attention.
But also Vancouver, the first 20 minutes against Vancouver were great.
They were really good. They were good, but it doesn't hold a stick to how we played against Seattle, right? Like it was almost a full game in Seattle. Yes, we had a mishap for a little, but it was a full game. It still was a 4-0, but you seen towards the end it was a little bit dirty, it was a little bit sloppy, and we almost lost. We almost gave up the clean sheet, but we didn't. And that was the grit and grind that we want to see the whole 90-minute plus for this game come Saturday. It's what we got to do, guys. There's no as if buts about it. Okay, so score prediction time. And I just found out I got a strike on this episode, I guess because I shared the Vela video from MLS. Look, I'm going to give MLS their thing anyway. YouTube just Pookie and them were like, yo, what happened? None of the people were able to talk in the chat. I got a strike. But it was worth it. It was worth every bit of it. And I won't take it back. The Vela video was worth it. We had to do it. It's Vela. So I'll take that strike, YouTube. Doesn't matter to me. Whatever. Score predictions. Gaston, what are you thinking, man?
I'm thinking a 1-1 draw, and we win on extra time, 2-1.
Wow.
We're gonna suffer. Prepare to suffer. I'm gonna
Suffer.
buy like a energy drink or something because I need to be like with full energy for the whole 120 minutes.
No, hey, extra time. So it's only one extra time, right?
It's 2 halves of 15 minutes,
And then two penalty kicks,
and then
correct?
2 penalties. Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't want the penalty kicks. I agree
No, we
with you.
don't. We don't. We
No.
don't. All respect to Hugo Lloris. He's a fantastic goalkeeper. Saving
Yeah.
penalties, he is really bad. So nah,
Yeah,
we,
not good
we
on the
don't get to
penalty kick.
penalties,
Oh,
and if we do, I mean, I would put Tomas Casal, David Ochoa, whoever is on the bench, but Lloris on a penalty shootout, nah, thank you.
I have to disagree
yeah,
because he's been on the final for Argentina. I mean, I know they lost, but like like they have like he has like the experience. He had to literally like
Yeah,
be
but
goalkeeping
historically on
penalties.
penalties, he isn't the man you want to have on goal.
no, we do not.
Mm,
We don't. We got to have it be in the 90 minutes or in the extra time. We do not want to go to penalties.
facts.
That is not how I want to suffer because my whole week will be ruined. I won't be able to sleep, and I already don't get enough sleep as it is. I literally will just be blah. And I can't have that, Calvin. Okay. What
No,
is your score prediction?
to be honest, I'm a man of facts. Like I'm gonna say 2-2, and then extra time. I'm feeling a Drew goal last minute.
Oh, so he's going to be in at the last minute. Oh, okay.
Oh,
You know how they did with Garrett Bale? I think it's gonna happen with Drew.
Oh,
I just feel it.
please.
oh.
I mean, his legacy with LAFC would be sorted. I mean, I could forgive him for not doing anything all this time if he gets us to the Club World Cup. I mean, he can earn his money. He can go to I don't know to Venice Beach and be there all the time he wants.
So that's it. If he wins, if he does that, Gaston's getting a Giroux LAFC jersey. That's what I just heard.
All right, bet. If bet, okay. And this is live on YouTube, Twitter, whatever. But if we get to the Club World Cup with a Giroud goal, I get his shirt.
Oh, I think I am too. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, me
By the
too.
way, I don't do names on kids. This is something I've been saying forever. You know that, Gaston. But I think I'm going to get a Vela kit. I actually think I'm going to go get one. I'm going to go get a Vela one. And if Giroux, I've been a Giroux fan. I'm not going to lie to you because where you are a Liga MX fan, Calvin, I am a City A fan. And of
Mhm.
course, I watched Chelsea when he was there, but I'm a City A fan. And no, I don't support Milan, but I've watched their games, and I just think Giroud has always been amazing, and I hate what has happened with him here at LAFC because I don't think it's on him. I think it's on the coach, and I stand by that. I really do. I stand by that. If we have Under and him on the same field as we seen last week, the crosses get in there. Then I got the question, but it was a deflection back. But if you look at that cross, Giroud tries to get a header on that. Just
Mhm.
so happened, Bouanga's running also. The defender hits it back. Who's there? Giroud. Giroud gets the goal. So, yes, it was an attempt for a header on the cross, which I loved. And then he's in the right place, Diomande style. Dio style right there, boom, is able to put it in for a Giroud goal. So I'm all for watching them three play together. It warms my heart. I think it's the right thing to do. But yeah, guys, y'all both have us going into extra time. I just want to clarify that.
Yes.
Y'all both have us going into extra
Yeah.
time.
Yep.
And so that is going to be nerve-wracking for any LAFC fan. I would like it to end in the first 90 minutes, fellas. But if it comes to extra time, I will take it. Just as long as we don't get to the penalty kicks. That's all. I cannot stomach penalty kicks. Okay. But I think LAFC wins this. I do. And I think it's a 2-1 victory, LAFC. And I'm going to go different from you guys. It's going to be in the 90-plus minutes of of the game. And we are going to be on the biggest stage ever for LAFC. And it's going to be something as big as us raising that cup. We all will remember that moment. Like we remember the moment that Gareth Bale came in and put the header in. Like we remember when Carlos Vela dropped the mic on stage and held the cup and kissed it, and his son's right there. We will remember these things for the rest of our lives. And this is going to be one of those games, and I look forward to it. I appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate the people that came through, that stuck out with the blackout of it. We're coming back on because we are back up and running. But yeah, we got hit with that pretty hard on this episode. But nonetheless, thank you guys all for joining us here at the Voices of the Black and Gold. And LAFC plays this Saturday against Club America for the Club World Cup. And this is it, guys. This is what we all have been talking about for a long time, that we want this type of challenge, and we got it. So let's see what we can do. Hopefully we get that W. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for joining us.